Hi guys, William Quang here from the Adelaide Hill Pain Clinic and SA Running Injury Clinic, back at Athlete's Foot Burnside with Byron.
Hey guys.
And he's just going to introduce to us a very new range of shoes which has just come to Australia. Now, all the time we get new ranges of shoes, but according to the guys at Athlete's Foot, these ones are actually very good. So I'll hand you over to Byron.
Excellent, thanks Will. Look, great to see everyone again. Look, what we've got today is a new running shoe company to Australia, which is called On Running. Okay, and so these are a Swiss company, designed and engineered in Switzerland. Originally, the company was founded by a couple of guys. One of the guys was an international level triathlete. So what was really important to him was developing a shoe that was lightweight, provided great cushioning and support, but it was also quite fast. So they've developed a number of different models over the last couple of years. But as I said, they've really only sort of gained a bit of traction in Australia. We're only one of 3 Athlete's Foots currently in Adelaide to stock them, and they're very exclusive at the moment. So what I'll do is just give you a quick overview of some of the range. The shoe that I'm holding up here is called the Cloud. Okay, now this is their lifestyle shoe, entry-level shoe, and what you can notice is these little sort of pockets through here. And this is what their technology is, which is called the Clouds. Okay, so these little cloud pockets provide great cushioning and support, and basically with the a little EVA foam, when you run or walk, they compress, but then they've also got what's called a speed board, which runs through the inside here, and that gives you a really great spring. As I said, the Cloud model is really great for lifestyle, lots of walking and things like that. Comes in a couple of neutral colours and is that sort of entry-level shoe. From there, they go into what's called the Cloud Flow, okay, and this is the latest shoe we've got here. So they add a little bit more cushioning through the heel and the forefoot. Again, what you'll notice when you ever get a chance to pick the shoe up, they're extremely light. Okay, so the materials that they've used are very lightweight, but as I said, provide great support and great cushioning. So it's almost like the feel of like when you stood on a garden hose, you know, and that's why they sort of look at it through those little, through the Cloud nodules. But what they'll do is they'll compress, and then the speed board will sort of help propel you forward. And I think that's what I noticed when I first put them on and went for a run was, you know, you're really nice and cushioned in the heel, but then you felt like you could spring off. So the Cloud Flow, as I said, it's a neutral shoe, so still great for orthotics and things like that. You know, nice solid heel counter with a good level of cushioning. The step up from that is their top of the range model, which is called the Cloud Ace. Okay, so this is their premium model because it's got an extra layer of cushioning above the speed board through here. The Clouds are a little bit bigger, okay, a little bit wider, so what that does do is offer you more stability in the shoe. Okay, so while again it's still a neutral shoe, but they're very stable and very plush, and this is the model that I'm currently been running in, and I've found, you know, really supportive. So the Cloud Ace is their top of the range shoe. It sits around the $299 mark, so it's a premium level shoe, premium level cushioning and support. Okay. Lastly, the other shoe I wanted to show you was what's called the Cloud X. Now this is a really interesting shoe because it has been designed with cross-training type activities in place. So what you'll notice here is in the mesh through the upper, it's a lot more reinforced, a lot more stable. And as I said, the beauty of the Clouds is they actually absorb shock both horizontally and vertically. So that's why the Cloud X in particular are really good for those F45 type classes, because we do get asked a lot for, you know, shoes that can do it all. And it's great to have this shoe in the range, the Cloud X, which is capable of going for those runs, but also being great laterally and horizontally. So, you know, we're very fortunate to have, you know, this type of model in place as well. As On have expanded their range, the other things that we'll be looking into, we'll be getting a trail shoe as well. So they use the same principle, but they have a different pattern on the heel and through the forefoot to give you extra grip. So that'll come through the middle of next year. But yeah, as I said, there's a great range, and as I said, extremely lightweight. And the first feel, I think that's why we're so positive about the shoe, is when you put them on, people just go, wow, that feels amazing. And I guess that's really one of the key points of difference. As we know from a fitting perspective, the shoe that feels most comfortable when you put it on initially is the one that can be the right one for you. So I'd highly recommend that you come down and have a look at these shoes. We actually did run a competition last week for a free pair of On shoes through our Facebook page. So if you tune into our Facebook page and have a look and like the page, then we will probably run more promotions similar to that in the future, and I'd say there's a good chance we'll give it away another one of these pairs. So if you're interested in trying them on, come in, but also, you know, keep an eye out on our Facebook page, and we can we'll have another one up for grab shortly.
Yeah, so as Byron mentioned last week, there's quite a big difference between, you know, your standard running shoe and your cross training and shoes that are designed for maybe tennis and netball and basketball. So yeah, definitely the Cloud X is definitely for that. Okay, anything else, Byron?
No, look, as I said, we've got a great range of the On, and as I said, we'll be expanding it all the time. So best thing to do when you try and get new shoes is come in, try them on, see how they feel, get them measured up for you. Again, I should highlight as well, they're very generous in terms of the fit. So depending on the shape of your foot, they are very accommodating and very lightweight. So I think it's another great option to come in and have a look.
All right, great. So what I'll probably do next Tuesday in Tuesday's Facebook Live is we'll probably go into these type of shoes, okay? And this is called a maximalist shoe, a lot thicker than most. So I think I've done a bit of a talk on barefoot running and minimalist shoes, but I don't think we've done one on the complete opposite. So this brand is a very good example of it. Hoka 1-1. Fastest growing brand in the world, statistically.
Absolutely. Hoka have got a great heritage in and again, another sport that's actually, another shoe brand that's actually really focused heavily on triathlon as well. They're the number one shoe at the Hawaiian Ironman triathlon every year. And so, I said I think over 30% of the field running those type of shoes. So while they do look a little bit bulkier, they're again extremely lightweight.
Yeah, they're really light. I run in them.
And actually this year, which brings me back to, On was a good example because they were also with that triathlon heritage. This year, the first time, two people actually broke the 8-hour barrier, I think it was, for the Hawaiian Ironman triathlon. And the second ranked runner was wearing a pair of On running shoes. So Hoka and On seem to be battling it out in that space, but two polar opposite designs in terms of what they're trying to achieve. And that's the difference. Each brand will try and tackle things a bit differently, and that's why it's important to come in and see what type of shoe will work for you. Yeah,
we're really lucky as consumers because it's a bit like cars. Cars are really, really competitive. One brand brings out something and then another brand comes up with something. So it's really competitive. All their researchers are always looking for new things to be a bit more innovative than the other group and then be the first one that releases it. So we're very fortunate to have these two brands. All right, till next Tuesday. I don't know if I'll come up here. I have to have a speak to Byron, but if not, we'll be showing these shoes up. All right, till then, have a great one.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.